Hi everyone, this is Cari for Redesign with Prima, and today I have a really quick tutorial to show you how you can create your own frosted effect on glass. So this is a little formula I have. You're going to mix equal parts cornstarch and alcohol. I like to kind of tap out any of the lumps and bumps in the cornstarch if there are any. And then you mix these two together as thoroughly as possible. And it doesn't really take very long, but you want to make sure that they're mixed together before you add the next medium. And then I go in with my soft gloss gel by Redesign, and you want this to be 2 parts. So let's say you do 1 tablespoon cornstarch, 1 tablespoon alcohol, then you're going to mix in 2 tablespoons of the soft gel. You can use the matte or the gloss. It's entirely up to you. Mix as thoroughly as possible. And then we're going to go in and add a tint to our mixture. I also wanted to note that a little bit of this goes a really long way. So you don't really need to mix too much at one time, but I have put it in Tupperware containers and it's just fine. Now I'm taking my burnt sienna liquid acrylic and just adding a couple drops. And that's all you need, just to tint the mixture and make it into the color that you're going to go for. So this, I sort of wanted like a vintagey light tint, and to be honest, it's gonna look funny and it's not gonna be very dark. So the color is going to be somewhat muted. You can certainly add a little bit more if you want it to be more concentrated, but this is the color I wanted. It's just a really light aged vintage sort of tint. So now I'm taking a clean sponge, and you want to put it on a bottle that's also clean. Make sure you clean it of any fingerprints or debris or dust, anything like that. And I take the sponge and I just dab it onto the glass as evenly as possible. I can let this set and then add a little bit more if I want to, but I felt like 1 coat was perfect, and it will look thicker in some areas than others, which is totally fine. It dries pretty much all the same. Now here's the true test of adhesion. So I let the bottle dry overnight. Now I'm going in with Gilded Spring H2O transfers by Redesign. And these are really pretty vintagey, detailed H2O transfers. They're absolutely beautiful. We also have a Gilded Memories one, which is a little bit more like labels and butterflies and things like that. But this one has really beautiful vintage bunnies on it, and I love it. You're gonna remove the top protective coating, and you're going to lay the gold side down onto your surface after you've spritzed it with a little bit of water. Now I'm just making sure that I smooth it down and add more water, and it naturally curled around the curves of this bottle, which is really cool. Now here's the test. So when you start adding the water, you want to make sure that that frosted effect doesn't come off, and in fact it didn't. Now I'm going in with my Redesign scraper, and I'm just smoothing out that H2O transfer and making sure that every area is pressed down onto my surface nicely and evenly. It's sort of a silicone type material that the scraper is made of, but it works like a charm, especially on surfaces that are a little bit more slick, and it helps get that whole image down. Now you want to carefully peel it back, and if anything comes up with your paper, just lay it back down, re-wet it, and let it sit for a minute. It should be just fine. And here it is. And I was amazed that the frosted effect did not come off with the water. So that was pretty awesome, actually. And I love how shimmery and shiny this H2O transfer is, and it was so easy to apply. Now I tried the same method with the 3D gloss gel, and it did not work or perform the way the soft gloss gel had. It's got a little bit too much flexibility to it, so it just didn't stay on the bottle as I had hoped. Now I'm just going to add a decorative touch to the top of my bottle. This is just an empty gin bottle that I had, and it's really perfect for like a little vase. You can even add little lights to it if you want to. These would look so pretty in your windowsill or on your tablescape for Easter. They're just really pretty. I mixed lace and a velvet ribbon all together to make it just nice and full, and I decided to do 2 bottles with this method just to test it out again, and it worked like a charm. So imagine candles, candle holders, any sort of glass surface. This works perfectly on. The key is just to let it sit overnight. And there are the results. Can you imagine how beautiful these will be for ornaments for Christmas, or even to make your own DIY gifts or anything you wish? But I just love this technique, and I hope that you give it a try. And let me know in the comments if you do, or if you have any questions about what I used, and I will be happy to answer them. We really appreciate you watching today. Thanks so much.